We're in Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States. We're trying to get hold of the oil industry's classified files. We're on our way to meet the man who found and published them. He says managers of the oil company ExxonMobil knew about climate change for 60 years. But is this really possible? And why would they hide this knowledge?
Hello.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Carol Muffett is working for an NGO fighting for more environmental protection. He shows us old studies on climate change. The Brannan Report examined the effects of exhaust fumes on our atmosphere back in 1957. It was commissioned by ExxonMobil. He also brought along the Robinson Report from 1968. It was written by the Stanford Research Institute and funded by the oil industry.
We have it there in black and white. Here are a few things that they said about carbon dioxide. If CO2 levels continue to rise at present rates, it is likely that noticeable increases in temperature could occur. However, there seems to be no doubt that the potential damage to our environment could be severe. Although there are other possible sources for the additional CO2 now being observed in the atmosphere, none seems to fit the presently observed situation, as well as the fossil fuel emanation theory. This device was delivered to the oil industry at its very top levels, and we can prove that. We can prove that high-level executives in all of the companies saw this report.
The Robinson Report proves that 50 years ago, the oil industry knew that burning fossil fuels had an effect on global climate.
What did they do when they knew about climate change?
The answer is that they immediately asked Stanford Research Institute to go back and check its work. They didn't like these conclusions, so they said, try again. They tried to deny, and in reporting to the government, they began cherry picking and highlighting only the passages out of this report that talked about the uncertainties, not about the realities. This is a story we'll see over and over again with the oil industry, so that the doubt becomes the message. It's a very effective form of propaganda.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. Still time to live.
Airport gas filling station where hey, it's so you know the tower. So you there. Yeah. Yeah, come see about about. When you for na moe. Hey. It's so there for Kurodo. Come see about
That's not what I'm getting at. My point is that you have to think for yourself. You have to challenge authority. If your parents told you that chocolate was dangerous, would you just take their word for it? No. Exactly. So perhaps instead of acting like sheep when it comes to cigarettes, you should find out for yourself.
Okay then.